life story in a nutshell. I was born 3/29/90. I bounced around Grateful Dead shows. I bounced around small crowd Grateful Dead band members meet and greets. In 1996, my great grandmother passed away, and I obtained permanent residence at 30 Myrock Avenue, Waterford, Connecticut 06385, on the New London City outskirts in Waterford Town, in Connecticut State, in New London County, in the USA. It was Bill Clinton was the president, says. From 1996 to 2018 October, I got my first on the books apartment, and I'm still there, 19 Terrace. What I'm told is if I get eviction notice, I'll have 3 months to pack up my stuff and move to a different domicile, move to a different abode, and move to a different homestead, or whatever. Find my second on the books apartment, or something similar. So, again, my life in a nutshell, say between 1990 to 2001 September, I was rich, millionaire, billionaire, world famous, childhood celebrity for the Green Party because my birth was announced through the Grateful Dead to a live audience of 600,000 people. It was on television, it was on radio, it was in the news, and etc. My dad was a lesser-known Grateful Dead soundboard for Bear Stanley, the sound assistant. He was on stage with Jerry Garcia. He was on stage with Brent Midland. Finally, before 2014, between 2008 and 2014, Bear Stanley got reacquainted with him and took a third picture at Afterlife in New Haven. Bear Stanley was there before he passed away in Australia in 2014. Like I said, my dad checked out of the Grateful Dead, the Green Party, Grateful Dead, Civil Rights, whatever, Disneyland music tour, where Jerry played the flying saucer. Everything. All the paperwork was done in 2006 or 2007. As soon as Manhattan exploded and the Pentagon, we didn't want to do no Grateful Dead, world famous childhood celebrity, and as for him, he was a young adult celebrity any longer. He checked out. The paperwork was all done in 2006 or 2007. He checked out for patriotic reasons in the Department of Defense. Patriotic reasons. He checked out for patriotic reasons in our nation's defense. It's still like that still today. I was a world famous childhood celebrity from 1990 to September 11, 2001. And then I was cited missing in action. In 2008, they attempted to put me famous again through the Drew Carlson story on World News, and it didn't work out. I'm not asking for world fame now. I'm going to sum up my life in a nutshell. From 1990 to 2001, I was a rich childhood celebrity, world famous, monetarily rich, fiscally rich, millions and billions of dollars from the Grateful Dead, from Grateful Dead side projects, from lesser-known Grateful Dead-esque members, said like Melvin from JGB, Buddy from New Riders of the Purple Sage, and etc. Perhaps Primus, perhaps Les Claypool from Primus, etc. That was between 1990 and 2001 September. 2001 September, I was taken as a refugee aboard a submarine in the United States Navy to hide from a possible jihad on Groton, a possible insurgents in Groton. Hundreds of days later, I resurfaced. I got my elementary school verification. I finished up and went to middle school. That was 2002 to 2003. In middle school, we were doing Armageddon preparations. So I passed police training courses, medic training courses, fire training courses, Red Cross training courses. I joined the Boy Scouts of America, and more. For civil service, life-saving, in the event of emergencies, national, local, whatever. If a baby stepped on a nail, a thumbtack or something, or if there was a blitzkrieg from whatever kind of terrorist or anything like that. Similar. So that was from 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Learn as you go. Learn on your way. 2003 also I was volunteering at the Coast Guard Academy until 2008. 2003 also I started volunteering in the Junior Navy until 2008. From 2003 to 2008 is where I get my experience. In the Junior Navy, explorers, juniors, for youth, learn as you go from 2003 to 2008. In prep for military service, and in civil service for life saving. It wasn't community service hours because I was in trouble at all. It wasn't. In 2004, I started high school, and I kept working in civil service for prep for military service for life saving. And I finished that in 2008, but also in 2008, I was wounded. I got a head injury from a bullet, and it wasn't in New London City, it was in New York City. I'd go there with Boy Scouts, I'd go there with other life-saving for junior, for youth, explorer, and in squads, and in troops, and in patrols. In 2003, it was still considered ground zero. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I hasn't been since. I hasn't, as far as okay, so in 2009, my brother got it worse than I did. It was on World News. They said maybe he ran over an IED, and that was because it was May. Every May in New London City, the President of the United States, he's in control from Connecticut to California, Maine to Florida, Washington to California, everything in between. Right in the center there is the Mall of America. He visits New London City Coast Guard Academy every May. Because that particular vehicle accident, say, was in May, it was televised by a chopper for a broadcast on World News, I suppose. It was all speculation. He's still alive today, but he was injured more than I was. Now, that's a reason for 2009. Again, between 1990 and 2001, I was something of a Grateful Dead Gerber baby for the Green Party. I was world famous. I was incredibly wealthy, but I was only ages 0 to 11. And then I dipped under the submarine, dipped under the Sound. I was stolen by the Navy, went on a submarine, 9/11, 2001, and for hundreds of days. And then I came back and surfaced. I went to grade school, I went to middle school, and in middle school, we did civil service, Armageddon prep. Between 2003 and 2008, I was still in that program. It was Explorer Junior PD, Explorer Junior Medic, Explorer Junior Fire, Explorer Junior Red Cross, Explorer Junior Coast Guard, Explorer Junior Navy. Now between 2009 and 2018, I was working Greenpeace, Green Party, communications through Department of Defense, Homeland Security, monitoring, microphones, just a 15-minute jog from Fort Trumbull nuclear submarine parking spot. Again, between 2000, and I started that position in 2006. In 2006, between 2006 and 2018, I was working Green Party communications, just a 15-minute run from the Fort Trumbull nuclear submarine parking spot. It was in my backyard, 30 Merrick Avenue. I'll have to review this footage today. It's been almost about 10 minutes. So in 2018, I moved in here from my apartment. I'll leave you to go on a clincher about what between then and my last month's check. There was a shooting on Terrace. It may have been my neighbor. An ambulance came. There was an AMR. I didn't see who done it, but an ambulance and an AMR I noted, as well as it took a couple hours to put some guy into a stretcher. But I hope he's still alive, I suppose. It wasn't over here on Terrace. It was on across from Terrace on Woodland. It wasn't me. It may have been my neighbor. I don't know. I don't need to know. That's that. I'll check out soon. There really was. I don't know how many gun owners are in the park. I don't know how many felons are in the park. I don't know how many criminal gun owners are around. I don't need to know. Check. 3, 2, 1. Stop recording.
2, 1. Check. 2, 3, 1.